On my way back to, Northfield, I guess. No time to go home. On my way back to Northfield. We have 3 in tonight, 1 in later this afternoon. Ian Yo Mister, actually might be an early time, I'm not sure when. And then 2 in this afternoon, it just feels like one of those weeks, just a step off, bunch of horses drawing the outside, just things that usually go right aren't this week. That's how it feels anyway. And, when it comes to today, we turned for home and I thought for sure looks like Money was a winner. And, Johnny had messaged me and said, did Ronnie come out and he used the correct term. Did he impede you? Yeah, he did. My horse looks like Money was running in a bit. He let his horse drift a bit, which I would do, everybody would do. It's kind of like football when they run those plays on the goal line, and there's just that tiny difference between a rub and interference. And I guess I'm not a football guy, but I've seen it drawn up enough times where it appears that it was just coincidental, but it wasn't. And when it came to Ronnie, he's just, I give myself a little extra room coming out of the turn, and he came and got it pretty quick. And then down the lane, Money, I had to check him. He was running in a couple of times, which is weird. I guess not that weird. It's weird that he does it. It's not weird that he did it today. He's done it before. I just thought I had enough room. And Ronnie got me the first time, and I still thought I was a winner. And if I'm going to be completely honest, I thought I did win going under the wire. And it was pretty heartbreaking to find out I was actually third. I thought Dave was a good half a length behind us. Maybe not that, but I thought definitely us two were ahead of him, and I thought that I was the winner. And it turns out, lo and behold, I was third. Had the outside with Memory. I told you guys I was going to take the horse back. I did not think they'd be up to the quarter in 29, although it was kind of windy. There was still lots of action in the first turn. It's not like somebody dropped over to the front and just put the air on. There was some jostling and moving. So maybe it was more the wind than anything else, I guess. Second quarter was 28-4, and we were in idle at that point, I think. So maybe it was the wind. Memory sulks a bit when you take him back to last, but it's a long year. We're trying to turn this horse into a nice horse. He was definitely better today. You may not notice that on the math because he had that big last half the day he made a break. But I did find him comfortable today. He didn't, like when I watched the replay last week, I didn't notice it even in the race maybe, but I noticed it on film. He looked like he had a little head nod to him last week. I didn't feel that, and I didn't see it today. Thought he did his work very well. But when you do drop over 8th and it flashes up 29 seconds, your fate's almost sealed at that point, right? They're not going to go big half. The favorite's on the front. One of the second or third favorites, aside from myself, is in the 2-hole. You don't have a lot of eager beavers looking to move. And you have to factor in also that Memory kind of dogs it a bit. When you get away last, he gets a little disinterested quickly. Because we never really got away last, right? When he was 2, when he was 3, I tried to use his tactical speed off the gate. He's a little, he was a little clunky going, but he could get out of there pretty good. But I want to believe he is learning to be a better well-rounded horse. I put him in gear around the last turn. He trotted as hard as he could. And they trotted, 28-2 down the backstretch into that wind. So a big third quarter, and I was gaining on them. And then 3 wide all the way around the last turn and finished up his mile very strong. Can't really ask him for much more off that trip. And I don't really think if I went out of there would have been much more offered on the inside. Aaron had to leave wide open to get to the front. And when I looked leaving the gate, there was nobody dogging it. There's nobody backing off the car. There's nobody looking around. Everybody knew where they wanted to line up. And there was no indecision. You're going to get a couple more heaping spoons of some humble pie for the rest of the week. Patrick the Piranha, I got to duck him. I can't even go forward in any way, shape, or form off the card tonight with him. That's not going to happen. Sentry, I will. Leggy, I will. We have a number of other horses in, but a lot of them drew the outside, and even for Sunday, drew the outside of the 5 again when time is on my side. I'm not really worried. I got to be on the defensive a little bit too. we are on a half-mile track, and you know, he is a big, fast horse. That was my mistake the other day. I owned it because it was mine. I think the race will go a little differently this week. I think Kurt's going to go out of there. And quite frankly, if Kurt wants to cut the mile, go ahead and cut it. I'll sit behind you. He's such a good horse. Don't park me. How's that? I'm happy to get in behind him. I think if Ronnie sees Kurt and I going out of there, he's going to take his time with Night Shadow. He was one on the front. He's one first over. And quite frankly, if he wins at will every week, he just won't fill the class, I guess. Then Night Shadow's got to try and get the class filled. He's got to come to the Meadows. I'm assuming Ronnie has stuff in the Meadows too. So on a much bigger scale, he gets in the same tough spot that we do. There's not much you can do with it. You're going to win when you can win. I just don't think you're going to see Ronnie Wren blast Night Shadow out of there from post 7. I'm on the car. Kurt's on the car. And a couple of the inside horses, although they're not really, they're not supposed to be our caliber. They may very well be. I don't think they're going to blast out of there. And then just look earlier, International or Irresistible Sun, 7-hole, a 7-horse field. Some salty characters in there too. I'm going to spend the rest of the week doing what I absolutely hate, almost as much as driving in the mud, and that's taking horses off the gate. Sonny is going to have to come off the gate. Can't leave them in there. Time will probably go to there with him a little bit. But a lot of ducks coming up this week. Not a fan of ducks. Not a big duck guy. I think it's just one of those weeks where we're all just going to have to take a deep breath, scream into the pillow. It's just the way it is. Scream at the TV. It's just the way it is. We got a lot of horses that are going to be in a bad spot. Not a spot I want to be. But when you're leaving the outside on a half-mile track, you either go out of there with full intentions of making it to the front, or you raise the white flag coming off the car. You can't be looking for favors on the inside. So, Yo Mister's 444. That's coming up in an hour. Century Legion, I am going to probably let him waltz out of there a little bit. Patrick de Piranha, Duck, Laggy, not Duck. International Man, not Duck. Spitfire Overseas, not Duck. So it's not that bad. Actually, I may have to, depending on how Spitfire feels coming off the car. I mean, you can't put him right into the red line coming off the gate, because make no mistake, if you dare him to make a break, he will. He will. So that's what's up for the rest of the week. A little bit of bad draws, tough fields, but good horses. It's going to be my job to make sure they're every bit as fresher next week. Take care of the horses best I can. Get all we can get. It's shorted ahead today, but get all we can get, and reload for next week. So that's the plan for the rest of the week. And I guess it's Mother Nature's ensuring that we can't video on Friday. I'll watch the weather, and I'm sure Curtis and Steve will happy to be on call for Friday. But with the amount of rain that it shows falling late Thursday night into late or up until later Friday night, a ton of rain. I can't imagine there's a scenario where that rain just decides to not appear. So Friday, I would imagine there's not going to be a lot of anything being done at the barn. Saturday, slow miles with the babies. I won't be there. Amy won't be there. Slow miles with the babies, and then next Wednesday we'll plan on not only. Oh wait, now as I say that, we have to see who we get in Wednesday before I start making promises like that. It might be Tuesday, which is okay if we're coming back with a slow mile on Saturday. Come back with the 50s on Saturday, and maybe we will come out on Tuesday, Wednesday, depending on when we have horses in at the Meadows. If they're in the first race, I got to be gone by 10 o'clock. If they're in the 5th, 6th, 7th, doesn't really matter. We don't have time. But, so I guess that will be a decision for Friday afternoon when they draw Wednesday. When do we drone? Will it be Tuesday? I got to check the weather for Tuesday too. Tuesday or Wednesday. Drone video. You know what I'm talking about. Anyway, that's your update for this afternoon. We have 4 coming up later this afternoon and into this evening. Yo Mister, good luck to all my partners with him. Then we have Century Legion, Patrick DePrana and Leggy. Good luck to everybody.